It is Chris. It is Friday. It is January 10th. And this morning in a Manhattan courtroom, Donald Trump will be formally made a felon. And that matters. And it doesn't. All right. So let's go through both situations. So Donald Trump attempted repeatedly to get this sentencing hearing dismissed. But on Thursday, the Supreme Court, in a 5-4 ruling, said, no, it can go forward. And effectively, this is a little bit for show. Remember, what we're talking about here is Donald Trump was convicted on 34 felony counts last year of falsifying business records to cover up payments he made in the run-up to the 2016 campaign to keep Stormy Daniels, a woman with whom he is alleged to have had an affair, to keep that quiet, basically to silence her, hush money. And that Trump covered this up so as it wouldn't get out and it wouldn't hurt his campaign. Okay, so he was convicted on those charges, but in the interim, he got elected president of the United States. So what we expect today, Juan Merchan is the judge, and he's indicated that Donald Trump is not, even though this is a sentencing hearing, Donald Trump is not going to be sentenced with anything. In fact, he's not going to get time, obviously. Thank you, Thumb. He's not going to pay a legal penalty. He's not going to have to show that he's continuing to work a steady job, et cetera, et cetera. He's essentially just going to be there and they're going to let him off. But the way that this works is he won't formally, technically, he won't have been convicted of a felony until today, until the sentencing goes forward. So yes, it is a formality. But I want to make 2 points about it. One, this is historic. This will mark officially the first time that a former president and a soon-to-be president is convicted of a felony, which is not insignificant. I mean, you can say it's lawfare, but it is a fact that this has never happened before in American political history. That's point one, and I think that's worth noting. Even though Trump is not going to be sentenced, there's not going to be any restitutions there. But it is a formal marking that this happened. Number two, this will very likely end all criminal proceedings against Donald Trump. Remember, there were 4 separate indictments. This was one. The second and third were Jack Smith, the special counsel, federal charges for Trump's role in the January 6th insurrection and for Trump's retention of classified documents. Those are going to go away. Jack Smith has already made that clear. Donald Trump is going to get rid of him. Could this Jack Smith report come out? I'm skeptical, but I guess anything is possible. So that's 2 and 3. And then 4 is the case in Georgia regarding Donald Trump's election or attempted election meddling in that state. Now, Fani Willis, the DA in Fulton County, has been thrown off the case. A judge ruled on that. And it's not clear, at least to me, whether that case will ever come back around. So for the people who said that Donald Trump's legal issues would keep him from running, keep him from winning, keep him from the White House, that has not ultimately been borne out. It appears, at least to me, that he will face no real penalties beyond, yes, being written into history as the first convicted felon to be elected president. He will face no real penalties there. So the legal piece, Donald Trump largely won. And he did so by delaying and, yes, by sort of using his bully pulpit to cast these charges as unfair and targeting him for political reasons. But it will almost certainly come to nothing. One last thing. Trump cannot pardon himself vis-a-vis this charge because it's a state charge, set of state charges. So he can do that on the federal level. He can't do it on the state level. So yes, he will be a convicted felon. That won't change, but it won't mean all that much except to the history books because he won't pay any fines. He won't serve any time. And it obviously hasn't hurt him politically speaking. All right, everybody, take care.